Good morning and welcome to Cafe Talk. I'm Emily, here with my friend Lisa on Saturday, August 8th.
Morning. I took the seat on the other side of our table, and this cafe suddenly looks unfamiliar.
You usually face the window. Today, you can see the chalkboard, the pastry case, and me trying to hide the last blueberry muffin.
I knew the room had changed. The missing muffin was giving off suspicious energy.
Nothing moved except you, but your view changed. Today's keyword is a fresh perspective, spelled A-F-R-E-S-H-P-E-R-S-P-E-C-T-I-V-E.
I like that one. Sometimes one small move makes an ordinary place feel new again.
That small move gave you a new way to see the room, and you noticed something you had missed before.
From this seat, I have learned that the pastry case is much closer than I thought.
Today's first story gives Europe a dramatic view of the sky, with an eclipse, planets, and a meteor shower on one date.
That is an ambitious Saturday schedule, and none of those events even asked for a calendar reminder.
Then, McDonald's names a new president for its U.S. market, while reported sales numbers show a complicated picture.
A new leader and a small percentage make people look at a familiar company more carefully.
Finally, artists turn rooms in a former LA hospital into an exhibition about emotions.
A hospital room becoming art is a complete change of perspective before anyone hangs a single frame.
Here at Cafe Talk, we turn difficult global news into natural, everyday English conversation for about 10 minutes of listening and shadowing a day. Subscribe for a new cafe chat every day, and keep an eye on that muffin while we talk. Let's begin by looking up, but with one important safety rule in place. Glasses ready, snacks secured, and fresh perspective activated. On August 12th, a total solar eclipse will cross from Greenland and Iceland to Spain.
One moving shadow connecting distant places makes the map feel almost alive.
That same date begins with 6 neighboring planets forming an arc before dawn and ends with a meteor shower peaking after dark.
The sky has planned a morning show, an evening show, and a late performance.
Anyone viewing a partial eclipse must use certified eclipse glasses or other certified solar viewing equipment for the entire partial phase.
That safety note goes at the top of my list, above blanket, water, and something crunchy.
The eclipse path moves south, and maximum totality on the ground can last up to 2 minutes and 18 seconds. 2 minutes sounds short until the daylight changes and everyone around you goes quiet. By the time totality reaches Spain, it will last about a minute and happen close to sunset. A low evening sun would make me choose my viewing spot very carefully, long before the event begins. Exactly. Total and partial are not interchangeable, even when most of the sun is covered. That is a useful reminder that 99% and 100% can feel like completely different worlds. During any partial phase, even a tiny visible part of the sun means the certified glasses stay on. No dramatic peeking, no brave squinting, and no trusting ordinary sunglasses with a specialist job. The 6-planet arc is before dawn, while the meteor shower peak comes after nightfall under a new moon. That gives the day a rhythm. Wake early, rest your neck, watch the eclipse safely, then look up again later. This story offers a fresh perspective on one ordinary day because daylight, planets, and meteors all ask us to notice the sky differently. And my Ordinary Wednesday has become a 3-part adventure with certified glasses and a responsible snack bag. McDonald's announced that Skye Anderson will become president of its U.S. business. A familiar restaurant can feel different when a new person takes the main seat in its biggest market. The report says U.S. same-store sales rose 0.8% in the second quarter, while global same-store sales rose 1.3%.
Both numbers went up, but the smaller U.S. rise tells us not to stop at the word growth.
The company's CEO said the U.S. issue was execution rather than strategy.
That sounds like having a good recipe, but sending 3 tables the wrong order.
The 0.8% U.S. increase was slower than the 2.5% rise reported a year earlier.
Now the small number has context. It is moving forward, just with much less speed than before.
McDonald's earned $2.36 billion during the 3 months ending June 30th, and revenue reached $7.1 billion. Those are large totals beside a very modest sales change. The scale of a number doesn't tell the whole story by itself. The report also says some U.S. restaurants and marketing programs were not carried out consistently. Consistency is not glamorous, but one missed step can be visible in hundreds of ordinary customer visits. We should be careful not to say the incoming leader has already changed those results. The report announces the appointment, not its outcome.
Right, a new name on the door is a starting point, not a victory speech.
A fresh perspective may help a team ask different questions, but the report does not say what the new president will change. I would begin with the small daily details. Was the order clear? Was the offer useful? And did the fries arrive warm? Those are your questions, not reported company plans, but they show why execution feels concrete in everyday life.
Exactly. Strategy can live on a slide, while execution is the moment someone opens the bag.
In Los Angeles, Hospital of Emotions is an immersive art experience inside the former St. Vincent Medical Center.
That setting already carries memories, even before the first artwork asks visitors to feel something.
AP reports 80 installations by 70 artists across 4 floors, with the exhibition running through the end of September.
4 floors of emotion sounds like a building where every hallway changes the conversation.
The artists use hospital rooms and clinical spaces to explore feelings and experiences, turning the old setting into art rather than medical treatment.
That boundary matters. It's an exhibition about emotion, not a clinic offering care.
The official site lists 8 departments: joy, love, fear, anger, hope, sadness, gratitude, and resilience.
I would probably enter joy first, visit gratitude, and need a coffee before fear.
One installation uses 1,000 sunny-side-up eggs in a room.
That image is so specific that my brain has already added the smell of breakfast, even though the eggs are part of an artwork.
The official site describes each artist receiving a hospital room and turning it into a complete immersive work.
I like the room-by-room idea. You don't only look at art on a wall, you step into someone else's arrangement of space.
That makes me think about which room I overlook at home. Mine might be the kitchen, where I rarely notice the morning light on the table.
Mine is the entryway. I treat it like a parking lot for shoes, but it's also the first scene when someone comes home.
That's the everyday power of perspective. The object can stay the same while your attention changes. Much like switching cafe seats and discovering one suspiciously convenient pastry case. The exhibition also shows why a place's history can affect how a new work feels. A bright room about hope may land differently when the walls once belonged to a hospital. We can say that the setting adds context without deciding what every visitor will feel.
Yes, the artists make the rooms, but each visitor brings a different memory through the door.
One date in the sky, one new leader, and one old hospital gave us 3 very different ways to reconsider what seems familiar.
That convenient schedule in the sky, a small percentage that became business clue, and a hospital room became an artwork.
That is why our key word was a fresh perspective, a new way of looking that helps us notice what we missed.
Mine began with changing seats, and now I am looking suspiciously at every ordinary room in my apartment.
What everyday idea or place would you like to look at with a fresh perspective this weekend, and why?
I choose my neighborhood grocery store. I rush through it, but I want to notice the colors, sounds, and small routines around me.
I choose a local park bench because sitting still may reveal details I usually pass on a walk.
We're asking because today's stories showed that a change in viewpoint can reveal safety details, business context, or emotion in a familiar place.
Share your choice and your reason in the comments.
Any language is totally fine, and even just an emoji works.
If this conversation gave you a fresh perspective, please like the episode and subscribe to Cafe Talk.
Ring the bell too, so tomorrow's cafe chat finds its way to you. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday with us. See you tomorrow from whichever side of the table gives you the best view.